Alright folks, Dan here, and in this brief CLV Boost tutorial we'll be talking about 3 ways to Tim Ferris your consulting business and still make 6 figures. Tim Ferris is famous for writing the book called The 4-Hour Work Week, and if you're interested in spending less time in your business, particularly in the monotonous stuff, and still growing your revenue, then watch this video till the end. Right now I'm going to be going over essentially how I made 6 figures in CLV Boost in the year 2015 through our consulting work here, while spending an average of 3.5 to 7 hours per week actually working on the business itself. Rome was not built in a night. I had been working on CLV Boost for a whole year before we had our 6-figure year, and I'm growing 2 other companies. And in all transparency, we're going to move forward. So here's the actual revenue numbers, 111,400 something over the course of 2015. This is the CLV Boost 2015 Rev Doc from our QuickBooks account. So that'll just give you a quick gist. We're going to get into the actual processes that I put in place to get here, by the way, in just a second. In all transparency, right now at the time of this recording, CLV Boost does actually not offer one-to-one consulting services. We only have our digital courses, and we're looking to expand those. I have a team to manage CLV Boost right now, luckily, so we're still going to offer a lot of our digital programs, but all of my time personally is spent building my emerging technology media business and market research business, as well as running my own e-commerce company. We're growing very quickly. We're a 7-figure company and looking to get to the Inc. 5000 and the whole 9 yards. So I'm actually not even in the consulting business anymore, but I was very fortunate to spend 2015 working with some great clients with a very minimal time investment as a consultant, but still being able to make it to 6 figures, as you saw in the QuickBooks there. So we'll go right into the processes, and as I mentioned before, we're actually going to demonstrate some of the particular metrics and systems I put in place and delegated to actually get to the revenue that we got to and spend as little time actually in the business as I did. So with that being said, a lot of this will still apply to the e-commerce side of things. If you run an e-commerce business, don't worry, you're going to gain a lot of insights from this same basic strategy. We're going to talk about 3 core tenets that allowed me to do this exact process, sort of Tim Ferriss thing. So first and foremost, find a high-value, productized service model for your sales and delivery. So what I mean by this is as follows. Most consultants are doing sort of bespoke or customized per client type of work. I know a fellow in Boston who does sort of marketing work for clients. And when I asked him, what do you do? He said, oh, we do SEO, we do Facebook, oh man, we do Twitter stuff, I mean, we'll do website design. I was like, man, do you do video too? He was like, yeah, I mean, we learned how to do video. And that guy, I think, has been running the business for, I don't know, 5 years or so. Maybe he doesn't have a goal of becoming a highly kind of, a multi-million-dollar company, but sure as heck, it seems like he's kind of stagnated at the same level for a very long time. And I'm of the belief that if you are hodgepodge in terms of what you deliver, not only do you deliver lower quality because you're trying to deliver to everybody's needs, but you can really never scale a consistent and succinct process. There's a great book called Built to Sell. I forget the author at the time being. It's actually on my library behind me, but it's called Built to Sell. They talk about productizing a service business, and that's a great place to start. But in terms of how you can pull this off, basically for me here at CLV Boost, the goal was, what is a packageable result that I can succinctly deliver that's high value and is also within my strengths and skills? Let me repeat that. I'm only going to go over this once. This is a less than 15-minute video. What is a packageable result that I can deliver that is in my core set of skills and strengths? And for me, that involved marketing automation. So the Blueprint program, which was, and again, I'm working mostly on an artificial intelligence market research company. I frankly don't have the time for consulting anymore. But when I was doing consulting through 2015, the package result that was very much in my strength and was the strength that I used to grow a multi-million-dollar e-commerce business from scratch, bootstrap, was marketing automation and email marketing. So the product or the result that I packaged was setting up the ideal marketing automation, email marketing strategy for a service or e-commerce based business. And so those are the kinds of businesses that I served, and those are the kind of results that I had promised. The program that we had was something like $4,000 down at the time of sale. So our earlier clients were paying less than this, but $4,000 down and let's write this down, $1,500 per month for a dedicated 3 months. So if anybody canceled within the first 3 months, there was a cancellation fee of something like 33%. And then if they wanted to continue to pay after this, they could just continue to pay the $1,500. So this $4,000 upfront involved, again, that we're talking productized. This involved an in-depth set of surveys and data that I would get from them. They would deliver to me. We would do a 2-hour blueprint kickoff call, and we would determine and map out the full automation architecture that we were going to build out for them. Now we actually have a digital course called Automation Architecture. It's like a 12-hour course. It's basically our consulting in a box, because I no longer do the actual real consulting, but you can still get that course. But we would run through it individually for 2 hours, map out our entire 3 months of priorities, which would often take us a little bit longer than 3 months. We would map out 3 months of priorities for building out an ideal marketing automation architecture, and this was just a fantastic, delicious benefit to this particular client base that I was selling to, and something that I knew I was very good at. I was not doing pay-per-click for them, I was not doing SEO for them. We were focusing on one deliverable that I knew I could nail, and that I knew I could, within reason, scale with a very small time investment on my own end. Would still be of massive value. So for the $1,500, they would get one 1-hour monthly call with me, and they would also get one 1-hour to 90-minute weekly call delivered to the whole group. And we had as many as 12 people at a time. I never did more than 12. We had anywhere from, let's say, 6 to 12 people at a time in the CLV Boost program. Again, our earlier members were godfathered in. I think the first guy I ever sold on this program was paying like $547 a month or something like that. But as time went along, over the 2 years of doing consulting work, and I'm now out of that business, but over those 2 years, we upped the price, and we had a bigger library of resources, and I was a smarter marketer, and et cetera, kind of refined what we were doing. So this is the productized side of the game, okay? Very important that you do this. I talked about those 2 major points. What's within your strengths? What's a packageable result? I talked about how I did that. And now we sell that in courses because I no longer do consulting. Next, your value should lead your marketing regimen. So your value. So what I mean by this is the way that you market yourself, ideally, at least I found as a small consultancy, the way that you market yourself should be through speeches. So I have a little microphone here, and interviews, should be through videos, should be through articles. Okay, and what I had done is I took the people who were in my program. Okay, so let's pretend that this package here is the people who have bought my packaged productized service. I would take the desired questions and results that my actual consulting members would want, and I would turn that into the articles and the videos and the interview topics that I would cover. So whenever I actually wrote more stuff or filmed more videos or did more interviews, I would base it off of what my paying members wanted, because guess what? Other people like them also have those questions. So these clients actually became the source of my content delivery and sort of what I would do for my content regimen, which was a single monthly video. We'll talk about how we delegated a lot of that. And these folks fed what I did here. So the value that I delivered for clients, in other words, client case studies, client testimonials, and the value of my own skills, the companies I've built, the strategies I use, this became the basis of my marketing. Instead of marketing and just say, hey, come pay me, I turned marketing into a content marketing and an inbound marketing strategy built all around testimonials, built all around content. Jeepers, this thing's going slow today. Okay, great. And testimonials and content became the core basis of the marketing that I had actually done. So most of the traffic that comes to CLV Boost comes from interview shows like Pat Flynn and GrowthHacker.tv, Mixergy with Andrew Warner, Boston Business Journal, fantastic places that I've been able to contribute content, and I contributed that content based on what my coaching members wanted. And I turned these videos that I made for my YouTube channel into part of what I would deliver to my members. Because guess what? They were actually the boss. They were telling me what to film. So sure, my social media audience got to enjoy this, but I repurposed that content as a weekly deliverable, part of a weekly deliverable to my coaching members, because they were actually the boss. They were really determining what I was creating because they were the people I was serving. So this was serving a broader audience, but it was customized for my actual coaching members. I was able to help them.